Larry Birnbaum, CEO of ShopWorn. ShopWorn is an e-commerce website that exclusively sells items that have been on display at a retailer in a brand's boutique but have never been consumer owned.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode. This is your host, David Kim. Hi, Larry. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to our conversation.
Yes, great to have you here today. Would you like to start off by telling us a little bit about your background and your journey to the founding the ShopWorn?
Sure. So I just to kind of jump quickly over the first 10 or so years. Once I got out of college, I worked for a plastics company, and then I worked in manufacturing of knitwear, men's and ladies knitwear. From that, I went into a business of sourcing end of season clothing out of large retail stores. And this was at the beginning of the internet phase and the beginning of eBay. And I started selling clothing such as Ralph Lauren shirts, things of that nature, on the internet. And we were selling on eBay. And from that business, there was an article written about us in Fortune magazine, and someone read that article that was in the luxury watch business, called us out of the blue, never met us. And I was a partner with my brother and told us, you two guys are in the wrong business. You should be selling watches, not clothing. And within 30 days or so, we shut down our clothing business and went into the watch business. And I've been doing this now for about 22, 23 years, being in the luxury watch business, and I love it. And it's been an incredible transformation of how I got there, and starting in manufacturing, but ending up in sales. And of course, as of 5.5, 6 years ago, creating ShopWorn, which is my baby. And we feel that we're going to take this to levels, big levels, big numbers.
Yeah, yes. So it sounds like you didn't jump right into this business from the scratch based on the high level concept or business model. You have been engaged in this business all the way. I mean, as a professional and expert, right?
Look, I feel to be successful in running any business, you almost have to do every job in that business first. And right. I've done from when I first got out of college, from shipping internationally, both import and export, to manufacturing. It really helps when you understand all aspects of the business.
Logistics, distribution, right?
And you could always pitch in with your team, and because
right.
have to have a team to be successful. One person can't do it alone.
I've managed the shipping fund a very long time, so I'm familiar with the shipping industry.
I worked for the largest, right out of college. I got lucky and I got a job, and I worked for the largest manufacturer of color concentrates for plastics. The color in a soda bottle or something like that. And we had factories all over the world and shipped, import, export. And it was a very, very good learning experience. I majored in international business, so it kind of fit perfectly into what I had studied. And here we are today.
This is the first time to hear the word ShopWorn.
Yeah, ShopWorn is really, it's an industry term. So
industry term.
Widely used term that the regular consumer knows. No. And that's been one of our challenges, to educate the consumer as to what ShopWorn really is. And
right.
All it is, it's an industry term that is descriptive to signify the product that's been on a shelf for 6 months, 8 months for the season, didn't sell at the retail level.
When I see the word, I can understand what it literally means, right?
It's
one at the shop, right? That's correct.
Exactly.
But I'm not familiar with that word. That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, but it's not the widely used term in the U.S. And it's been an education, but we felt that that was the right name for us because we do one thing and one thing only, and that is we sell ShopWorn merchandise, and it's catching on. People understand it. People,
Yes.
once they
I think the good brand, easy to understand about your business and services. I think a good brand. Can you tell us a little bit about distribution channel? I mean, how does your supply chain work in terms of physical shop or online, et cetera, et cetera?
Oh, sure. That's great. So right now we are 100% an online store. We started in 2015 as ShopWorn, and of course, developed a site in the United States, but found that we were getting orders from all over the world. And last year, just as the pandemic was hitting in the United States, we saw a huge bump in traffic from China as was, I guess, coming out of the first phase of the pandemic, as the US and Europe were just getting in. And I think the term that they used regarding the Chinese consumer was a lot of them were performing revenge shopping. And we really felt that the opportunity in China and Asia in general was tremendous, and decided that that is where we wanted to focus our first expansion. So we hired a couple of people to work for us in Hong Kong, and set up the website, had it translated into Mandarin and simplified Chinese, added a lot of Chinese payment gateways for the customer and consumer to use, so they're more comfortable shopping. And as you just brought up, I think the biggest challenge in China, especially with the language barrier and difference, was explaining actually what ShopWorn is.
We had that conversation before. I mean, I'm familiar with the secondhand trading shop of the luxury good, including the luxury watch and handbag mostly. My friend, colleague, and in the market, they work with large Japanese second-hand luxury good trading shop. Also, here in Hong Kong, in Hong Kong we have two. So in Japan is both of them actually listed company. In Japan, a company called Daikokuya. They have a lot of, I think they have so many physical branch across the Japan. Also in Hong Kong, the Milan station is a listed company. They have a couple of shop, but I think their business didn't go well, so they closed the mini shop. So that's the business model we are familiar with in Asia. It's secondhand because luxury watch or secondhand bag, original value maybe like, for example, $1,000 or $10,000, but the consumer can buy the same good for secondhand at the 10% or 20% of original value. That's the concept or business model the consumer are familiar with in Asia. But how would you describe your business or the product? I mean, a ShopWorn product as compared to the brand new or the secondhand as I just described.
Right. Well, why would anyone want to own a secondhand product when they can be the first to own a product that was ShopWorn, was on display? So to address both your questions, a product that is brand new is really, the way I view it, a product that just arrived at the stores and is just released for the current season. We don't sell that. We sell items that didn't sell at the store level. The season has passed, whether it's 6 months or 9 months. The product has been handled, but it's never been sold to a consumer. That being said, we strive to offer the consumer the best possible price, and more often than not, they can buy from us a ShopWorn product at close to, maybe a little bit more expensive than a pre-owned product, but they're the first to own. And I think every consumer would want to be the first to own versus buying something that somebody else used for 2 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years. To me, that's just common sense. And at least from the way I understand it, Asian consumers are a little hesitant about owning pre-owned goods. From the
I agree. But okay, I mean, if I can buy a ShopWorn as compared to the pre-owned or the second-hand good, of course, I can assume that every consumer willing to buy the ShopWorn because it's almost the same as brand new, right? But I think it's only the difference or the consideration factor will be price. So can you give us a little bit of idea how your product is positioned as compared to brand new or the second-hand good?
I can't compare my price to brand new from the standpoint of everything we sell is past seasons. So, you won't find on my website the latest Omega that was just released by Omega because it's a current product. But most things we sell are discounted anywhere between 40 and 70% off of the retail price.
That make a lot of sense. Yeah.
If you are buying something pre-owned, give or take, you're going to be paying in that same range. So our price is comparative, if not better, of someone buying something pre-owned. And you can't really compare to new because we're not selling the same product. If someone wants the latest and greatest, then they're going to go to the brand's official boutique and or retailer.
Understood. But then is, I mean, if assuming that I'm a consumer considering the purchase the ShopWorn, then my subsequent question is that, okay, with that price, I prefer to buy ShopWorn rather than the second-hand, right? Or the brand new, because I don't want to pay the full price for that.
Right.
But question is that then, I mean, second-hand, a lot of diversity, variety of a product available in the shop at a shop or through the distribution channel. But ShopWorn, can I have a lot of choices or option in terms of product and then the brand?
Absolutely. We have currently over 80 brands listed, and we expect by the end of this year to increase that to between 140 and 150 of total brands. A very large portion of what we get is not deep quantities, ones and twos, because they were items that were in the store, taken back from the brands, from their boutiques, from their retailers. And because of that, consumers check back to our site. I mean, some daily. It's amazing. We see the patterns or just hear from our customers. They'll send an email. Hey, I noticed you just put up this. So they're constantly looking because the inventory changes so often and we add so many new things on a daily and weekly basis.
Sounds like a very attractive business model because
but there are definitely lots of things to choose from. And there's honestly something for everybody. Luxury today doesn't need to mean uber expensive. You can buy a magnificent luxury, or I would call it luxury, Swarovski necklace or ring or earrings, which will cost you, $69, $89, $99. And luxury, you don't have to spend $900, $9,000. It's okay to spend $90 and feel good and have that really makes you happy. We plan to start doing a lot more events in China with KOLs, things of that nature, to really get the name out. And yes, change the way people shop. We need to bring the showroom into people's living rooms because they're not necessarily going to go out to the stores anymore. And the world is changing from the brands up down the food chain. A lot of people are trying to go direct to consumer because it's the way of the world, and the pandemic just made that happen much faster.
Yeah, actually, one of the business model I heard of, I forgot the name of the startup, because these days renting a shop or maintaining the physical shop cost a lot of money. Actually, accounts for the big portion of the operation cost. one Chinese startup came up with idea is that instead of having a physical shop, they leverage the consumer and customer. If you show our product to the other customer, we pay you the commission. So that business was smaller. Same idea as Airbnb, right? So
right, very interesting. It's almost they have something similar in the United States where people sell beauty products and things like that. And you have a party, introduce it to your friends, and everything you sell, you get a commission.
Yes. Because the people half joking, half serious say that the entrepreneur business owner, run the business, grow the business, achieve the sale, 30% goes to the revenue officer, IRS in US, right? And tax office.
Give or take 30
and then 30%,
yeah.
another 30% goes to the landlord, the shop owner. And then 30% you get it. And then out of 30%, you need to pay the salary of employee and expenses, operating costs, etc., right? So looking at that cost structure.
Yeah, you need half a month just to turn the lights on.
Right. So I think that's a very interesting angle. To disrupt the business model, operation model, come up with a new idea, right? Also, we are going through the pandemic, so I think right timing to innovate.
Yeah, you just used a very interesting word, disrupt, because ShopWorn is really a game changer, a disruptor.
I agree. Yeah.
In the luxury world. Brands and stores, they never had a safe, transparent place to sell their goods, where the goal of ShopWorn is to be a partner with the consumer and build relationships and really control and present the goods as what they are, without a consumer having a concern about authenticity. Everything we sell is 100% authentic because we only get merchandise from two places, from the brands or their authorized retailers. In the pre-owned market, no matter how hard you try, and many companies have hundreds and hundreds of authenticators, they can only do the best job they can do, but they can't be 100% accurate and perfect. And with us, we don't have one authenticator because it's not necessary. We know where everything comes from. We know the provenance of every single piece that comes through our door.
Are you thinking about the provided financing to?
It's a fabulous thought. It's not something we have discussed as of yet. We do offer financing on our website, but through an outside partner, a firm. Certainly, it would be a great option, I think, to look at down the road, to maybe bring it in-house. As you just stated, it can be an additional source of revenue.
Right.
We're too young to address that today, but hopefully it'll come sooner than later.
Yes. But are there a lot of competitors in the market who are engaged in this ShopWorn business model?
Yeah. To my knowledge, we don't have any direct competitors. We were the leader. We were the leader in this, and I believe we still are. There are a handful of sites that may sell items that are store display, which would be the same thing, but that's not all they do. And we do one thing and one thing only. And to reiterate, we are here for purpose, not just for profit. We are here for the in the health of the luxury market as a whole. And we've been very lucky that we really haven't had any competition yet.
That's very interesting, because this is a very interesting concept from the consumer point of view. Right? Then if there is a availability of a product I want to buy, I will definitely buy the ShopWorn, right?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Even if you had to pay a little bit more, know what you're getting, know that you are the first owner, and can go to bed at night knowing that the item you purchased is 100% authentic. Not a doubt has to cross your mind about the product. Everybody works hard for their money. So it's important to make wise investments even when you're buying something, a luxury product for yourself, as opposed to, investing in the stock market or in real estate or something. But because of our concept, we have not had a problem sourcing merchandise, even during these hard times So yeah, we have full confidence that we can grow the business without, I don't want to say without any difficulties. It's not easy to grow a business, but we feel that we can definitely source the product and really maintain our leadership role, certainly segment, and really expand on it.
Right. Yeah. So even before the pandemic, you already pivoted your business model, covered the market around the world, online, right? Virtually, right?
Yes, but
that's great.
We are using that expansion to actually go into specific territories. As Asia, we are currently having the site translated into Korean, and we are really working on that the Asian market before we start expanding to other areas in the world.
The Korea and Thailand is one of the largest luxury market for, yes.
Yeah, that's why we chose, after China, that's why we chose Korea next. And that actually started this week. So very soon we will have our website as well in Korean.
Okay, good. Thank you so much for taking time and learned a lot. Felt that you have a great business model, grow and scale globally.
David, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure speaking with you again, and I'm sure we will continue to touch base on a more regular basis.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, share with a friend, and drop me a review. Goodbye.